Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Mondays with Marian. If you guys are new to my channel, thank you so much for tuning in. I have tons of videos that talk about spirituality, leadership, personal development. Feel free to look at all the other past videos. If you are not new to my channel, thank you so much for tuning in and for watching again. I am so grateful for all your support. I wanted to talk about, right now it's December and it's towards the end of the year, and a lot of people always talk about the progress. How their year went and kind of all the things that transpired. And I had some takeaways for 2017. And I think it's a practice that I started 5 years ago, and it's changed and morphed and evolved since then. But towards the end of the year, I always do sort of a reflection of what happened in the past year. What are the pros, the cons, what are some big achievements that I've done, and kind of really take a look back. Because a lot of times, I don't know about you guys, but for me, sometimes I feel like, man, like the whole year passed, I didn't do enough. I kind of beat myself up a little bit. I'm like, oh, I should have done this should have been done, this should have been finished. And through this process of really trying to be my own best friend and still being productive, but yet being able to really take a step back and see, you know what? You've made progress this year. I think a lot of times we beat ourselves up, especially people who are very type A, and think that we can cram everything all in one year. Life doesn't happen that way. We can plan as much as possible, definitely, and strategize and systematize everything, but sometimes life happens. And this year was a very transformative year for me. A lot of growth, a lot of really hard issues came up in my life, like life-changing things. And I think I really need to take a step back and see sort of the big picture. This year, as I mentioned, was a year of transformation. This journey that had really started with me coming out with my story of past childhood sexual abuse last year, it was the beginning of this year that I really went public, more than just my friends and family with it. It was a process. A lot of digging deep and a lot of practice to really go inward, because as we all know, and this is something that I've really had to remind myself all the time, and it's something we have to remind ourselves all the time because we are on this spiritual journey, that no matter what happens, whatever situation, we can't control other people. And we can't control other people's reactions or their thoughts of us or any of that. The only one thing that we can control is ourselves and our inner peace. So this year was a lot of really focusing on my inner peace, because I knew that I did the right thing coming out with my story, even though certain people and even members of my family didn't think so, because it put a lot of shame on the family. It kind of outed us. And it wasn't an easy thing to do, but I stood ground and I know that I was speaking my truth. A lot of things were said and a lot of things were really hurtful. But I knew that ultimately, as long as I stayed inward and controlled my emotions, there's nothing I could do about that outside part. And it's about what I feel truly inside. So this year was a lot of inner reflection, a focus on self-care and self-love, and really becoming my own best friend. My meditation practice went to a whole new level this year, and I'm so grateful because it has really, really deepened my sense of self. It has really deepened my understanding of the big picture and, our mission and my mission here on earth. I have been meditating every day, and not just that, I've been feeling my meditations have been deeper, and I've been getting a lot of insight. And this year, I'm actually doing meditation teacher training, so I will be certified by next year. I'm so excited because if you had asked me this a few years ago, when I was sort of in my crazy time, I never would have thought. First of all, I never would have thought I would be a meditator. And second of all, I never would have thought that I would actually be a certified meditation teacher and share that practice with other people. So it's like mind-blowing. But anyways, this year, really looking back, although career-wise, I didn't hit the financial numbers that I had set out to, however, in my growth overall and spiritually and personally, and sort of the direction of where my business is going has grown tremendously. So I have to remind myself that. Yeah, that's something that I had to sit down and really write out all the things that had happened. And I launched Mondays with Marian this year. As I said, deepened my spirituality practice. I started writing my book, which is amazing. And so I'm excited because I've started sowing the seeds. And what I realized, and this is something that I told myself, so I don't beat myself up, is that as long as every day you are doing something, it doesn't have to be big, it can be small, something that sort of pushes you forward to that larger goal, like one step at a time, I'm all right. It doesn't have to be really huge things. And when you look back from where I was in January to where I am now, like, oh my God, because I did those little things every day. And that was one of the things that I really, really wanted to emphasize, is when you do your reflection of the past year, look at it as a whole, because sometimes we don't congratulate ourselves enough. We beat ourselves up, but we don't congratulate ourselves enough for the changes and the things that you've done. And really look at how far you've come since the beginning of the year, even since, this time last year. And if you've grown in any part of your life, whether it be physically, spiritually, mentally, financially, romantically, anything, that's still growth and that's still evolution for the better, and that's amazing. Pat yourself on the back. What I recommend for you to do is really sit down. What I do is I really block out some time to write this all out. For me, I think writing is very, very therapeutic and cathartic. I've been writing a lot more. And then later on I transfer it. So it's cleaner, because sometimes my writing is scribbles when I have so much to kind of get out. Really look back at month to month at what you've accomplished and what you've done each month. Also document the amazing experiences that you've had. Went on a really memorable trip to Europe with my friends, and that's something that I'll always carry with me. So that's an achievement. Don't always think that it has to be something professionally. Look at your life as a whole. And then once you have the whole year, look at, okay, what did you not do? What can you learn from? What can you improve on? And then take it from there. So when you set your goals for next year, So what I recommend that you do is to go month by month for the whole year. And this isn't just for this year. This is a practice that you can do every year. It's a practice, actually, if you want to, you can do once a month, or maybe every quarter, or every 6 months. But it's a really good time to break things down of sort of what you accomplished, all the things that you've really done, and including experiences that aren't professional related. If you went on some epic trips with your friends, if you achieved a health goal. I transitioned into a plant-based lifestyle this year, and things like that. That way, when you really read out everything that's happened this year, you'll see that you've accomplished quite a lot. From there, once you read, you can really see, okay, I could have improved here, I could have done this differently, so that when you write your goals for next year and you start having a plan, you can learn from what went right and what went wrong from this year. So in the next episode, I will actually talk about setting goals and how to keep goals for 2018. For this time, just write all the accomplishments, all the things you've learned, all the things that didn't go well. Write it all down so that you could really take a look at your life's progress. Give yourself a pat on the back and congratulations, and celebrate your wins, as well as learn from any of the challenges, the things that didn't go quite as well, so that you can take from that and learn to do something better for next year. As long as you're constantly improving, every day you're investing in yourself and really learning, that's all you can really do, right? Is that today you are better, even just incrementally, than the person you were yesterday, and that you continue to evolve and continue to grow. That's it. Let me know what your biggest achievements were for this year. I would love to know. Please share. And don't forget to follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram a lot, so I post a lot of stories. Okay, guys, thank you so much, and have a great day.